We're going to share the highlights of this year's budget 2021. All right, and especially this year, we have so many new, I would say, extension from the existing incentives and stimulus plan. And of course, we have new incentives as well. All right, so I think let's start off with the key budget 2021 commentary. So first thing first, we're going to go through 5 parts. All right, and this is going to be the first part where how are we going to look at this budget this year? All right, and some of the highlights. And we're going to go through some of these SMEs impact on this budget on us. And of course, we're going to go through some of these key points where how can we, all right, make good of all these budget initiatives and help us to grow our business. And then on the fourth part, we're going to go through the tax reliefs. All right, I'm sure a lot of people of us here are concerned how budget help us to save our pocket monies and of course making our business better. And the fifth one will be a little bit on the EPF rates, right? Because this is a bit interesting topic where I think our government is trying to pump in more cash into the economy. So we're going to go through that later together, all right? Okay, let's go through the first one. The first part will be the first salient feature, right? We're going to go through this budget together. And we can see that, okay, our new finance minister has actually been working very hard, all right? Because I think we are all in this very critical time and COVID-19 has been having a lot of I would say, impact on us, right? Not only on business, but also our daily lives. And this year, we have the largest allocation from our government that amounting to 322.5 billion, I can see. And this has been allocated to year 2021, which is going to start soon. And at the meantime, I'm sure that our parliament, our parliamentary ministers are now having some debates, all right? The first reading, second reading, third reading. And I'm sure that this is going to be an exciting journey for every one of our ministers, including, some of these, I would say, business community. We are giving our feedback through our newspaper, press, and all that. So hopefully our government hear our voices, right? Okay, right. Next one I'm going to go through is, say this year's budget, all right? When we look at it, there's this 322.54 billion of allocation. And mainly, we can see that the education sector still received the largest, all right? They still receive the largest allocation for all, and this we can see that it has been a great impact for all of us, and hopefully this year we're going to see a lot more help, all right, from government, because this is going to be a challenging year, and we are now actually into a third wave. And just today we can see that there's a lot of updates on the COVID cases, not only in Malaysia, right, from all over the world, and it is going to be a very I would say challenging time ahead of us, right? So then, of course, the next thing is that from this year's budget, we can see that our deficit, all right, our deficit is at 84.84 billion. This is much higher than previous years, but of course, we are now trying to recover from that, and hopefully, all this allocation help us to stimulate our economy and bring us out from the COVID-19, I would say, challenges. All right. Okay. Next. So we're going to see that the expenditure, all right, by our ministry and agencies, mainly still on the, I would say, education, as I said just now, and of course our MOF, all right, and Ministry of Health, all right, education, finance, health, and of course our defense, and of course the other public works and some of the agriculture sector as well. All right. So that has been this has come to about 305 billion. Ringgit, right, in terms of the stimulus plan altogether since the outbreak of COVID-19. All right, so this is something that we can keep that in mind. All right. Okay, next slide. Let's look at the measures that under this economy stimulus package. So we can see that first of all, we have the Prihatin. All right, the Prihatin was announced during the earlier days of this COVID season, I would say, on this 27th of March. All right, that is amounting to 230 billion. That is one of the largest, I must say, in terms of the impact and in terms of the quantum. Then the next thing we will see that the improved Prihatin plan, all right, the PKS Plus, which was announced on the 6th of April, that is amounting to another 10 billion ringgit. And then, of course, then the third one will be the Penjana. All right, Penjana on this 5th of June. Okay, we see that there will be another additional 35 billion ringgit, all right, stimulus plan in terms of stimulating and helping us out of this, these challenges. And we can see that the WSP, the wage subsidy program, has been extended, all right, to another 3 months, right? So then the recent one that we had is on the 23rd of September. That will be another 10 billion ringgit, which is, we call it the Kita pre-Hatin stimulus package, which we are now helping to see that hopefully all these micro SME are addressed as well, helping us to get out of these challenges. All right, next slide. Okay, we're going to touch on a bit of direct tax collection. This year, we can see that our collection has been adjusted to a lower level. All right. So because for the past few years, we see that our inland revenue has been very hardworking. All right, and the tax collection has been increasing every year. All right, by tens of billions. All right. So last year, 2019. All right, our inland revenue managed to collect about 134 billion ringgit. But this year, because of COVID, because of lockdown, the target has actually adjusted downwards, right, to 115 billion ringgit, and that you can see that the impact has been very, very severe for this year, and especially we can see that a lot of businesses are trying to transform themselves, right? So this is for this year's update of this target. And next year, all right, next year, 2021, our tax collection will be at 131 billion. All right, you can see from the screen and the slides, and that would be our next year's target for our inland revenues tax collection. And of course, at the bottom, you can see that there's a note. So we're going to touch a bit on shadow economy later, right? Because the collection is going to be very, very challenging, and we are looking of ways to increase or rather to maintain, all right, this revenue so that we can actually move forward and help our countries to grow and to make good of all this collection. All right. So today we're going to touch on three main issues. So these three main issues are the personal tax, all right, company tax, and the stamp duty and other updates. So we're going to split into three parts, and hopefully the sharings for today can help us to probably understand, all right, budget 2021 better, and so that you will know how and where, all right, to get the information and to apply some of those incentives with our relevant authorities accordingly, right? Okay, next one. All right, this slide we can see that our federal government revenue, interestingly, we can see the breakdown here. Okay, very clear, and together with the statistics on the changes. All right, you can see that this is a interesting statistics that we can see that the direct tax, all right, which is mainly our corporate tax, company tax, individual tax, and petroleum tax as well. So that amounting to a collection of 134, I would say, a billion, according to our statistics here. And then, of course, this year, we hopefully will see that all these we're gonna do some adjustment here and there, and hopefully things will get better, all right, and things will get a little bit more, I would say, challenging and all that. Okay. Then the next thing we can see that is our indirect taxes. All right, indirect taxes, we will see that this is another area to look for, and that would be another I would say statistics that we can see all together, and hopefully things will turn out well for all the I would say business community. All right, next we can see that the next one we're going to share about 10 key reliefs so that we can see that this is going to be another exciting I would say budget to help us to look at all these incentive in order for us to make good of it, right? First one we can look at is the review of tax rate. All right, and we understand that this year the budget has actually put forward to reduce a tax bracket between 50,000 to 70,000, all right, reduced by 1%, all right, from 14% to 13%. This is going to be a saving of 200 ringgit, all right. This is going to be helping us to probably keep a little bit more money in our pocket to spend, all right. And number two, we can see that the tax relief for individuals with disabled spouse. So the tax relief limit for individuals with disabled spouse is increased to from 3,500 ringgit to 5,000. All right, so this is another good news. And number three, tax relief for parental care. All right, and currently our limit for this relief is at 5,000 ringgit. It's going to increase to 8,000. All right, this is good. This is another good news as well. So that hopefully with this help us to get a little bit more tax deduction from our YA 2020 I would say tax submission. Okay. Then number four, relief from medical expenses. So we have three different reliefs from this. So we're gonna go through that one by one. So number one, that will be the tax relief limit of medical expenses for serious disease and fertility treatment, which is going to increase from 6,000 to 8,000. All right. Then the next one we're going to go through is the health screening. Okay, the full medical checkup is going to increase from 500 ringgit to 1,000 ringgit, and that's another good news. For tax relief number 3, all right, we can see that the medical expenses is going to expand. All right, it's going to expand to include vaccination. All right, not only for yourself, for your spouse, and of course, including our children, okay, up to 1,000 ringgit. So this is something that we need to probably watch out for, because I think later I'm going to share with you that our government has planned to bring in the vaccine in next month. All right, next month. So hopefully some of us is getting those vaccinations soon, and hopefully that will help us to get a little bit more, I would say, the immunity system up to against all this COVID virus infection, right? Okay. So number 5, all right, relief for lifestyle, limit for lifestyle. This actually covers sports related expenditure, okay, particularly on some of these rental and entrance fees on sports facilities. So these are actually going to expand, all right, going to expand, including electronic newspaper subscription. Isn't that good? Because I'm sure most of us are now reading through our digital, I would say, devices, right? Not just on the hard copy papers anymore. So this is something which I think we'll look forward to, and this has increased from 2,005 to 3,000 ringgit. All right. Okay. Number 6, tax relief for PRS. Okay, PRS stands for Private Retirement Scheme. All right, it is another form of EPF, but it is a private scheme altogether, and there is this tax relief. All right, there's a tax relief of 3,000, and it is extended. All right, it's extended till 2025. All right, this is good news for insurance agents and of course ourselves as well. Yeah, because this is another means of saving. Okay, for retirement. Okay, right. Number 7. Number 7 will be the children's tertiary education. All right, so this tertiary education basically it's going to extend. All right, it's going to extend to 2022. All right, so this is the annual saving for our kids. All right, up to 8,000 ringgit. So I actually would like to encourage parents. Okay, understand our this national SSPN. All right, savings. Okay, which I think is going to be very helpful, because this is it's going to save a lot of tax relief from this part. Just imagine if you are the high tax bracket earners, right? Your tax is at 24% or even 26%. So every single ringgit counts. All right, so this is going to be very helpful, right? Number 8. Okay, we're going to talk about education expenses. All right. Okay, let's look at this number 8 on reliefs on education expenses. Is actually extended again. All right, and I would say the entire amount of relief still stays at 7,000, but okay, the extension actually extends to upscaling and health and self-enhancement courses in any field of skill. Of course, these courses has to be recognized by the HRDF, all right, by the Ministry of Human Resource, and it is up to 1,000 ringgit per YA. All right, so this is going to be another 2 years of relief for this part. Okay, so hopefully everyone, I'm sure that online courses are quite common now. Okay, so this is actually another relief for us to actually put well and make good of it. Okay, so number 9. Tax exemption for compensation for loss of employment. So I think this is the part where we can see that a lot of businesses now, they are trying to restructure. All right. So through this restructure plan, you can see that the some of these workers, they are being, I would say, retrenched. All right, or they are being laid off. So some of these compensation for the loss of employment. So basically, has increased from 10,000 to 20,000. All right, so which is going to apply for year YA 2020 and 2021. Okay, for each year of completed service. Okay, that is under Para 15 bracket 1 of Schedule 6 of our Companies Act. Okay, right. So number 10. Okay, let's look at number 10. Returning Expert Program, the REP. So REP basically is going to be extended for another 3 years, all right, with a flat rate of 15% on the employment income for a period of 5 consecutive YAs, all right. And the exemption also extended to the import of the vehicles, all right, on the vehicles where it is an exemption of duties up to a limit of 100,000 for the vehicles, whether it is under the CBU unit or the CKD unit. All right, those are the imported and the local exempt vehicles. But of course, the application must go through the Talent Corp Malaysia Berhad. All right, between 1st of Jan 2021, all right, and 31st December 2023. All right, so this is going to be extended for the 3-year program. All right, so hopefully more of our talent, okay, can come back, okay, and join us, and of course build our nation, and put I would say put more talent into our economy, and bring our country's growth to the next level. All right, so these are the 10 I would say very useful reliefs commentary for everyone here to understand. All right, so let's look at the next one. Okay, the next one will be looking at EPF. All right, we understand that the EPF has been adjusted. All right, so the adjustment of the EPF basically help the market, all right, with an additional of 9.3 billion, all right, 9.3 billion of cash flow, hopefully. Okay, hopefully all this, I would say reduction in the EPF rate help us to pump in more money, more cash into the economy, all right, and hopefully this is going to have a multiplying effect, okay, to stimulate more spending, and hopefully this money will actually flow through the economy and help more people to, I would say, do better, all right, and during this COVID-19 period, all right. So we can see that there is interesting statistics from our finance minister, all right. It says that 42% of our EPF contributors has less than 5,000 in accounts one. Oh, you see, when I see this news, it is kind of concerned. So that is one of the facts that our finance minister shared with us. And then the second, all right, the second statistics we can see from this slide is 54% of our contributor, the age 54 and above, didn't have enough saving, all right, for their retirement. Okay, so I think even though government allowed us to draw 500 ringgit per month for the period of 12 months, a total of 6,000 per year. So we must still bear in mind that there are a lot of controversial, I would say, discussion ongoing, not only on Facebook, but of course on newspaper, whether this EPF withdrawal scheme is helping, I would say, the economy, or is it going to help on our retirees, when they retire in years to come. So I must say that, of course, everything that we do, there's always a pro and cons. So, however, I'm sure those who are pro to this measure will say that, we need to help those needies, because some of these, I would say, this 500 ringgits, allowing them to withdraw from the EPF, in fact, help them with their current situation, because I think some of the jobs are not secure, all right, or some of them could be retrenched, or some of them may be laid off temporarily. So this 500 ringgit of, I would say, withdrawal from EPF accounts probably is only could be one of the measure, temporary measure, not long term, okay, to help us to get through this pandemic. All right, okay, so this is the EPF sharing for this part. Okay, so I think before that, I think we're going to stop here for a while, because this is the first part will be the company, the personal tax. All right, then we're going to move on to the next one. All right.